Henry Higgins, have you ever had one of those weeks? One of those weeks where there is nothing that has gone right? Nothing. And there wasn't, I mean, my life isn't exactly the rightest of right anyway. It's not spectacular at the best of times, but this week has been pretty stinky. Really, it started off. I had to do a lot of admin, which is never the best, really. But then my dad got ill, and he ended up in hospital. He's back again. Hooray! I thought, hooray! Things have taken a turn. But then I'd ordered a mystery box, and it came on Friday, but it didn't come here because I sent it to London by mistake. So I didn't get my mystery box because my mystery box went elsewhere. I did have a nice mystery box with my with all these cosmetics and stuff. I suppose that's something nice that happened this week. That I got lots of stuff. But then it took a turn. It took a turn because my dad was ill, and then things went wrong, and now my mum has got ill, and now she has got the thing that of which we must not mention if we want to stay on YouTube and this happy smiley lot of people. But it involves this and keeping this on. And my mother has been in a lot of places lately. She visited my dad in hospital, and she went to a wedding and other things, and yes. So I'm hoping that me and my dad are right, but we don't know at this point. Hello, Philip. So it's all a little bit. She's in her room, isolating right next door, behind that green. There's green on there, behind that wall, and I've been getting her tea and coffee and going, don't come out of your room, stay in your room. And my dad is going to have to stay in the back room, which is mostly boxes and toys and clothes and stuff piled up. So we've had to try and work our way to the bed so that he's got somewhere to sleep tonight. Because after just coming home from the hospital, you don't really want anything else. Now, you'd think maybe it's because of the hospital, but he's all right. And she isn't. And so far, I'm not sure. I felt a little bit weak and worn earlier, and I had a little lie down. But I'm all right now, and I think it was just the pressure of everything getting to me. And I'm going to sit here, and I'm going to finish watching the series of Killing Eve, which everyone was like, oh, that's disappointing. And I was like, oh, I haven't seen any of it. And I watched it, and I went, yeah. Bit of an anticlimax, but whatever, that's fine. Is that the end? Okay. Right. Anyway, good evening. So I saw that today, and yeah, what a week. And my online gig is next Wednesday. But if I'm well, if and I've still got to write something for that and do something. So I've got to think about that the next couple of days. I had all plans. I was like, well, now, because the weather's been terrible. Evening, Welsh boy, 76. The weather's been horrible and cold and rainy and nasty. So I thought, well, this week, maybe it'll get better, and maybe I can go for lots of trips and go places. But probably not. I should probably not go out, because even though the current regulations are you can do whatever you want, I think I should probably not do that. And also, I probably need to look after my mum for the next few days. So that is what I'm mainly doing. I've got a bit of stuff to do. But bringing tea and coffee and cake and things like that to my mother is my main priority this week. And also getting food for my dad, because he's just home from the hospital as well. So yeah. Great! Lots of me time. No me time at all. But at least so far, so good. And I'm hoping. Oh, something else that I sent for. This is an interesting thing. I saw a YouTube video, and I was like, what's that? That looks nice. I'll have that. That'll cheer me up. Don't think it will cheer me up. It's called gua sha. No, it's not. Gua sha. Gua sha. And you go like this, and you try and get rid of the tension in your face, of which I have quite a lot, it turns out. I've got swollen glands. Swollen glands? No, swollen glands. And it's made of jade. Busy, very busy, and very annoyed this week, and very tense. So hopefully I got a huge swollen gland in here that I need to get rid of. So yeah, there you go. And then you'll be lovely, and then you'll be refreshed. Anyway, you're supposed to do that, and then it's supposed to shape So if you've got like a double chin, it's supposed to stop it being double. But mainly what it does is I think it just gets the lymph nodes going so that your circulation's better. And it makes you feel maybe a little bit relaxed. Just relaxed. Just self-care, really. Oh, yeah, that's actually, it's just, So thank you for my 3 thumbs up. 4 of you. 4 of you here, that's nice. Anyway, so I don't know what I'm going to do this week. I'm obviously not going to do a mystery box because my mystery box didn't come. Oh, I did a mystery box, but I was going to do the food one. And I ordered stuff for my mum. She wanted, I was going to say maggots, they're not maggots, the mealworms for the birds, and like suet pellets and lovely jam. And so it was all for my mum. And she could have been cheered up by all of that. It was before I knew that she needed cheering up, but it was all stuff for her and it didn't come here. So it's gone somewhere else entirely of no use. So I'm going to have to feed the birds in London. We're mainly actually feeding squirrels and foxes and carrion crows. So they are birds, not squirrels and foxes, but crows. And I was trying to make friends with a crow. So that's what I'll do. And big fat wood pigeons. But no real fun birds. No. There's quite near, referencing your last mystery box. Oh, false eyelashes. No. Thank you very much for that completely inappropriate question. But no, I haven't done that. I don't think I need to, really. I was going to go into too much information there. But see this hair? That's pretty much me everywhere. This is too much information and that's horrible. It just sounds what am I even saying? I'm just too stressed to cope with these silly questions, Barry. Do not. You're trying, very trying. Anyway, so you go like that, apparently. And then woo, and then look at that. So fresh. Sweaty, I think the word is. Maybe feverish. Hopefully not feverish, because that would be awful. Anyway, and then this thing, you just, I feel like I've seen one of these before. I asked my mum, did you have one of those? And she said, no, you nearly caught me. No, I do tend to run my mouth off and say inappropriate things. I just really have to stop myself from saying inappropriate things most of the time. And I've got more filter than you would think because there's an awful lot of inappropriate things that I could easily blurt. And most things, and sometimes I'm like, does it matter really? But it does sometimes matter. Who knows? There you go. I feel like a printing press. Put the things on and then I can print my face. Put the ink all over my face and then print it onto something. Oh, goodness me. So what else have I done this week? Have I seen any films? Have I done anything? Oh, I saw Captain Doctor Strange and the Not Anywhere Near As Good as Everything Everywhere All at Once movie. It was dull. I did not like that. Wasn't the best thing that Disney Plus has to offer. No. So, I think, Everything Everywhere All at Once. Is that what? Everything Everywhere All at Once is much better than that. So if you're going to watch any multiverse films, then that is the one to go for, which is touching and interesting. And even though it was anticlimactic, I was like, that's going to be my favourite film ever. And then when I saw it, it wasn't as good as I thought it was going to be. But then on reflection, after seeing Doctor Strange, I'm like, yeah, it was better than that. Not in the mood. And maybe it was just caught me at the wrong time. Maybe if I'd have seen it on the big screen, and I'd have been so overwhelmed. Oh, I could see moths and stuff flying around in this room. As if I didn't have enough to worry about. Yeah, I've only got 2 of you here now. 2 of you, but I've still got my three thumbs up. No, I've got this rosy thing. I want to spray myself with rosy stuff. I can still smell things, so that's a good... that stings. So it's a good thing that I can still taste and smell. I think that I was thinking that probably something was up. A couple of days ago, my father was saying his tea tasted funny. Now, he's all right at the moment, so maybe he had it and then it went. Maybe it's already gone. We did the tests and stuff. But, not great, really. I know. What have I got? I was playing this for my niece who came around yesterday, and she was like, no. It's like, yes, that is the correct response to my guitar playing. It is not very good. It sounds very bad, and you should go like that. Is it buffering? It's still buffering. Is it buffering? Buffering, and I still haven't learned the Winsbury yet, but I will. Will I? Yes, I will. Oh, hast thou learnt it? No, I haven't, and that's not actually any of the words in it. Never mind, never mind, never mind, never mind. Is it low resolution? That's because everybody is looking at things, because they're all in different rooms and they have iPlayer on and all sorts of stuff, and there's no internet left for me. I would say they're being selfish, but they're not, because they have to have their own lives and it's their house and not mine. And why should they give up their luxuries for me? They shouldn't really. But my dad wanted Sky Sports, and we tried to get Sky Sports, and it cost £25 a month. And I said, really no, don't get Sky Sports, because that is quite a lot of money, and you have to get it for 18 months, and that's a long time, especially when you don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. You might need that £25 for something else, like a beehive, or a cool, or a cloud, or a clown. Why, you don't know why you would need any of those things, but you might. You never know. Hey ho, ho. Hey ho. Yeah, so you might. So ha. Yeah, yep. Exactly. It's terrible, but that's his eyelash in it. It's a horrible film. Is it Miriam Carlin? That's the bit that got it banned, the singing in the rain bit. And I have seen it. It's very, very, very violent indeed. Yes, but I have seen it. Yes, and I have interviewed Warren Mitchell, what's his name? One of the Droogs, not with us anymore, the one that was DL and Pasco. He wasn't DL and Pasco, he was DL in DL and Pasco, and he's one of the first celebrities, if you can call him a celebrity, one of the first famous people that I interviewed when I came to London to work on the magazine. And I sat it was a sort of, in the City of London, it was like a gala, and the BBC used to have these things where they invite all the journalists to talk to the people that were in that season's so it must have been about DL and Pasco, all the programmes coming, and they used to do that, and they used to invite the journalists and give you lots of food and used to schmooze, and it was the first time schmoozing, so I was really having a lovely time schmoozing. What's his name? Warren Clark. That's him. Warren Clark. So I was having a lovely time schmoozing, but I was refusing to go anywhere else. So whereas everyone else was supposed to be going around and interviewing everyone, I was just sat there. And he poured me some wine, and I sat there when Warren Clark was talking. I was like interviewing him, but I didn't have. I used shorthand. I didn't use shorthand very much, but that was back in the day. I used shorthand because I didn't actually think to bring any recording equipment. I didn't realise that you had to. I was just there to schmooze, and I remember that that somebody from Heat magazine, bald-headed guy. What's his name? Oh. But I'll remember in a minute. He was like, because he wanted to talk to Warren Clark, but no, I was the one talking to Warren Clark, and nobody else got a chance to. I didn't really get to talk to anyone else, so that was fun. What a silly person I am. But that was fun. They don't do those anymore. I think I went to another one that had Stephen Fry and Paul McGann and Martin Shaw at it. And Martin Shaw had gone there just for the food too. He didn't want to talk to anyone. He was like sat there, and he sat at my table, and I could see people coming and going and saying, "Hello, Martin Shaw, can you give us some talk?" And he's like, "Nah, I'm just here. Where's the vegetarian food?" And he was just there for vegetarian food. And the press person was like, "Ah, no, Martin Shaw won't talk to anyone." I was like, "Yeah." Anyway, and then I went to sat next to Stephen Fry, and I sat really close to Stephen Fry. I was right next to him. We all squashed up. Loads of people wanted to talk to Stephen Fry, and I remember I spilt some tomato paste or something all over my trousers. Or all over my front. I think it was actually, it wasn't red, so I'd had a canapé and it went everywhere. Oh, those were the days. Have I read his memoirs? I have, yes. I used to... Would I date myself? No, probably not. I don't know. No, nobody else would either. What do I? That's a silly question. Would anyone date themselves knowing what they know about themselves? Oh, you have to. Anyway, I was like, Stephen Fry, and I was saying, how do you write your novel, Stephen Fry? And I was all starstruck and everything. But I'm not starstruck about Stephen Fry. I used to idolise him when I was a child. I was like, oh, I do all the stuff that Stephen Fry did, because he did what did he do? How he got to be going to Cambridge. I think he did check fraud after he left his public school, and then he went to some sort of bookstore, and then he applied to Cambridge. Not exactly the best way. He's not really a role model to be looking up to. But I was like, oh, that's Stephen Fry. Not a role model. So I used to think that he was a role model, but I don't think he is now on reflection. But it's the sort of thing that if you're a child, you go, ha ha, that's so cool, committing crimes and then going to Cambridge. Ha. I don't think that's how it works. I don't think you go to Cambridge because you commit crimes. You go to Cambridge and then you commit crimes. It's the way it generally works. You go into government and then you do all the crimes you want to do. It's a sort of backwards journey that he had. It was me or Mum, the mad monk in... Oh, well, it was my mum. My mum in weird sandals. That was my mum wandering around. That was my mum. I was a monk in other things, but I think we were both monks. I was one of the monks, thinking about it. She was the one that was wandering around the back, up and down, and I was one in the garden with the trees in front of me and stuff, as far as I can remember, in terms of the monk watch thing. So we were both monks. We both did our bit. That was fun. That's 2 years ago now. Oh my goodness, at the heart and the height of lockdown. And now we're all back again, and now we're probably going to have lockdown all over again. So I've been trying to do the digital fringe for PBH's free fringe. I'm going to do a few shows without leaving my house, really, just doing the shows here. So we're trying to sort that out, the logistics of it, to see how they get listed and stuff, because apparently there was a bit of a foul up, let's be polite, and it went wrong and they might not be listed properly. So we're trying to work out how to do that, but I think it's back on track now. I'm not sure, but whatever happens, we're gonna put them on the YouTube channel and spread them about, and there's gonna be podcasts and video stuff and everything. It's probably gonna need to be happening because everything seems to be going up, and I think all the people went to Glastonbury, and then all the people that went to Pride this week, it's probably gonna spike. So I'm not gleeful about that. I'm just like it's a sort of gallows humor in that it's like, no, everything's gone wrong. So I'm going to just stay in my house and do my shows, and then all the other people that have to self-isolate can watch my shows, is how I'm thinking. And then you could do a show too. If you want to do a show from your house, then please apply and then do a show, and then we'll all do shows together and it will be lovely. Amazing. Yay. And digital. It's called the virtual fringe rather than the digital fringe. But it is digital, mainly. Everything is digital. I like the magazine when I was talking about the War on Clark was What Satellite TV when I first started working for it. And then it turned into What Satellite and Digital TV. And then I think it changed into What Satellite and Digital and something else TV. But I can't remember now. What Satellite and Digital and all the other stuff that we decided to stick on it TV, but it didn't really have all the digital TV because it was before iPlayer even, a long time ago. If it had been now, then we'd have listed all iPlayer stuff, and maybe we would have listed the stuff. YouTube, you could have listed the whole of YouTube. It would have been a huge magazine, the biggest magazine in the world. But I left before all of that. I left to do the YouTube. So instead of being What Satellite and Digital TV writer, I became a YouTuber. Oh, what a brilliant career path that was. That wasn't a mistake at all. Actually, I never really regretted it because I was just really annoyed by that job in the end. It was just like telling me what to do. Tell him off. I don't like being told off. And I went to Edinburgh that year and did lots of YouTube videos. And I thought everything was going to go really well because I won an award. The very month that I gave up my job, I won an award, and then I went to Edinburgh, and then, that's about as high as it went, really. It never really reached those pinnacles, those heady heights, but because it was like a week after I left it, I won, like, International Actor Award thing-ish. Then, oh, if only everything could be a high. And then that, nobody even realizes that because that never got listed. I tried to get it on Wikipedia, but Wikipedia wouldn't accept it as a festival. It was the Super Shorts Festival with Talent Circle, which I think Talent Circle's still going. It was a proper festival, but you have to have an awful lot of stuff before Wikipedia lets you on there. Not really fair, because all the stuff I've done, it's like I can't have a Wikipedia page because all the stuff that I've done doesn't have a Wikipedia page because they won't let it have a Wikipedia page. It's like how much blooming stuff do you have to do to be legitimate? To be legitimate, they just don't accept anything. Anyway, what can you do? Nothing is what you can do. Nothing at all. Life is unfair. Life is a piece of if you think of it. Well, it's not laugh and sing and yes. Anyway, da 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 da. See, look, when I was looking at this, I didn't realise it was double-sided. You get lip gloss on that side, and then some sort of thing on the other side. Two things. Didn't realise. Oh my goodness me. I don't know what to think now. I'm just. Oh, 4 people and 4 like. That's a good 100% like ratio. Hooray! 100% of everything. Yeah. I'm hoping this is hay fever. I'm feeling fine. I'm feeling fine. Ish. What was the leaky? I don't know. That was the thing, Barry. I don't know. None of the stuff was leaking. So there might have been an extra. There's 32 items in that box. There might have been a 33rd item, and it leaked before it even got to me. Because in the food box I had a leaky item too. It was some shampoo. So maybe it was the remnants of a different box. There was a food box that I had 2 weeks ago. Not the one that didn't come to me because it went to London. That didn't have anything in it because I hadn't had it. It's there. I could open it in September. I'm hoping, because I mean it's already best before date stuff. I'm hoping that that it's not going to get any worse. I mean the mealworms. I mean, what can happen to mealworms in the meantime? It's a big tub of mealworms. Oh, I don't know. I mean, I'm not going to eat those anyway. Although, I was looking up, can you eat mealworms? Are they suitable for human consumption? And I think on Quora, some people went, yeah, of course, don't worry about it. Because until last year, you couldn't say that mealworms were suitable for human consumption. But then somewhere else it said, well, no, because they feed them on just any old rubbish. And they've probably got bacteria and parasites. And I was like, that doesn't sound so good. But mealworms is the food of the future, apparently. When I used to do, I still do tutorials, but one of the books that I had was a GCS syllabus type thing and comprehension exercises. Yes, lots of people do comprehension exercises, and they had a couple of different versions of eating insects. So it's like a leaflet about eating insects and a review of a restaurant, eating insects restaurant, and then another different report. So it's to look at the different reports, and the kids would always go, is that true? Do people eat insects? And I mean, no, ho, 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 ho. No, it's just an example of it's just so that you can, it's an interesting thing for you to write a comprehension exercise about. People don't actually eat insects, but now they might because of the food shortages in the world, and some people might. Even people that are vegans that don't eat animal stuff, they might be persuaded because it's economical and good for the environment or something. Probably not because it's an animal stuff. But I mean, in terms of environmentalism, eating the insects that would otherwise eat you seems to be fair. Maggots and things, eat them. I don't think mealworms are the same as maggots. It's similar, though. They are crunchy. I've eaten them before, though. Not the ones from the bird food. But I've said this before. When I did a job at the science, I can't remember what it was. There was at Excel Center. Excel Center? Yeah, Excel Center. I get that mixed up because Excel is an exam board. The Excel Center that they turned into the hospital and then realised that it was no good and had to turn it back again. So, yeah, Ollie's eaten them. Exactly. Because it was the same one, Stephanie. So he was there and I was there because I got him the job there and we did that job. And then in the break, we went around and Rentakill had a stall. So he had ants and mealworms and sort of fire ants and different ants and locusts and all sorts of stuff. It was very nice, actually, crunchy. And they had all flavours on them. I think some of them were a bit too spicy for Ollie because he doesn't really like spicy food. But yeah, we had those. And I think he'd be quite interested in eating them again because they are nice. So maybe I can ask him to open my mystery box and he can try that. Maybe he can give you some of those, Stephanie. Maybe you can share a lovely mealworm burger or something. But probably not because, as I say, I'm not sure they're entirely safe. But I mean, experiment. Maybe if you fry them up in a pan, it'll kill all the bacteria or something. I wouldn't try it, to be honest. Don't try it. Just ignore me and don't try that because that's a mistake, I think, to try something that might lead to bad things happening. Don't do that. But no, don't do that. So yeah, insects. How did we get down this path? I don't know. It's all about insects, isn't it? And there's a moth flying around. I'm not going to try and eat that because I think moths do have horrible diseases. I just feel like they do. They just look like they do. Blech. Oh my goodness me. What next? I think I'm probably alright. But I do need to be careful now and see what happens. And prepare for my gig on Wednesday. Oh, what should I do? I don't know. I can't think of anything. Should I come up with an exciting and funny... No, don't open the box. It's my mystery box. Don't open my mystery box. Well, actually, you can look in if you want to feed the birds. Don't open my mystery box, though. You can look at the other stuff if you want. But I would say probably don't eat the worms. Don't eat the worms, Ollie! Don't eat the worms. Yeah. Anyway, he told me he'd like... Yes! No, I don't think I'm going to eat them, to be honest. I've decided, I mean, Quora is bad advice. The person that said, yes, eat them, they were probably just trying to mess it. What about the lovely jam? You've opened it. Oh, you know about the lovely jam because I said about the lovely jam. I want to eat the lovely jam. I share the lovely jam with whoever wants to eat the lovely jam. But to be honest, my mum paid for the lovely jam. It's really my mum's. So, yeah, the lovely jam. The lovely jam. Why am I thinking about the lovely bones now? Lovely jam. We'll save it. We'll have a jam party. A jam and when I get back in September. Woohoo! A jam and worm sandwich. Yeah. All right, on that bombshell, maybe I should leave. Yeah, maybe leave the jam. No! No! Don't say that. Ew. Yeah. Keep the jam sealed. That's the watchword for today. Keep indoors. Sterilize everything. Keep the jam sealed. Yes, bye. You two have a good week. I hope I do have a better week. I'm thinking probably not, but I'll try. And I've got a gig, so maybe. I can't go anywhere and do anything. I just have to make the best of it, won't I? All right, I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.